Now the same thing can happen with a fader or up knob. Is I can go to edit, select my knob now, and I might want to do aftertouch. I'll do my fader 1. I can do aftertouch. I'll press enter, and we have aftertouch. Now see, it starts off right here on these minimum and the maximum. I can move the cursor over a couple times here. And here we are in CC again. For our MIDI channel, that's CC, common control. I can change it, of course, to either port or whatever channel on that port I want to use. With the cursor again, it skips over after because we know it's aftertouch. And then we can set the parameter for aftertouch for that particular fader. I can set it right there. I can go here and say, okay, I want to make it this or that. Set it for that. Press enter, and it's set for aftertouch on fader 2. That's how we can set the aftertouch level for that particular fader or any fader in the edit mode. Now, the same thing happens here for knobs. Knobs are different though. I can press edit and select the knob I want. Here's K1, K2, up to K8. And here in K8, I can press enter. And here, of course, the same thing here, where we're sending the information. Information is going out, what port and what channel on that port are we sending it to. And of course, you have our controller right here, control change information right there. And we also have the maximum and the minimum. I can press enter here. We have control change. We have aftertouch, as before. But now we have this incremental and decremental. So we'll press enter here. Now here is where we have, of course, the same thing. The machine control right there. It's just 2 channels now. See that? Okay. And the next parameter here is the NRPN. This depends on your software and how they plan on using it. Now, we can press the preset again, go back to edit, and we have a knob here, K1, K2, and we can change the control change, the aftertouch, and this new thing called the incremental and decremental. Now, this all depends on your software, so you really have to check out the software using whether it's Reasons or Light or whatever you're going to use for your software with your MPK, and find what the manufacturer wants to do with this particular setting, which is the NRPN. Now here in this setting, we can also transmit this data. As you can see here, either on the common MIDI channel or 1 through 16 in A and 1 through 16 in B, as before. Move the cursor over again, and here you can see this is for the most significant bit of information. And then here, that bank, this is for the least bit of significant information. And we set these fields accordingly. So what happens here is not actually transmitting an absolute value. What it's saying between this increment and that increment is what we're going to actually transmit. But you need to read your manual on the software using whether it does use NRPN. But if it does, we have it here on an MPK49. Okay, next we're going to cover the buttons. So I'm going to hit a button here, I'll hit the S1, S2, or S3, the one of those buttons right there. And I got a button here I'm hitting, and a button on, a button off, a button on. See that? So I hit a button on. And it's cool. So I'll go to edit. I'll hit edit. And these are for the buttons. And now for buttons, we can do a control change. We can also do a program change. So 1 or 2 to do. Let's go to control change first. So I'll press enter. And here in enter, we have 3 things we can do. Just 3 things. So here we can, of course, as always, we can send that MIDI information out, channel 1 through 16 in A, or 1 through 16 in B, or on the CC, the common MIDI channel. Next, we have here, this is the program change. And that would be whatever program change that button would affect, would be that particular number, which is 32. Next, we have the toggle. Now here in the toggle, that means that if I hit that button and I press a toggle, that means that the first press lets it output that data of information out. The second press lets it send out 0 data. But if it's in the momentary, then hit that data once, that button one time, hit that button again right there, and then bam, you hit it, it's on. I take my finger off, it's off. Let me see that. Now, right here, you'll see the button. I hit the button there, it stops, see? Hit the button, it's lit. Take my finger off, it's not lit. Now, I'm going to go to toggle next. Go back here to toggle. Okay, right here to toggle. And I'll move the toggle. And I hit that button now, and it stays lit. Hit the button again, it cuts off. So I hit it on now, it's saying that it's transmitting that data over that channel, and it's transmitting it at 127, the maximum, and I cut it here, it stops transmitting anything. That's a difference between momentary and toggle.